Ice Age 4 Continental Drift is this week's number 2, and Mark will explain its complicated release pattern, which is why we're talking about it today.
Well, basically, it opened in Ireland and Scotland last week. I think it was to do with the difference in the school holidays, presumably. Now opening elsewhere in the UK. Now, although, of course, it did preview everywhere last weekend, although that didn't constitute a proper opening. Lost yet?
Yes.
So, Ice Age 4, Continental Drift. So, the ice is melting or shattering, or actually there's a bit that happens in the middle of the Earth and the tectonic plates shift. And then some of our heroes get caught on a bit of land that separates from some of our other heroes who are on another bit of land. And then they'll have to work hard to get back together again with the people who are on the other bit of land. There will be questing. There will be pirates. There will be a granny voiced by Wanda Sykes. Here's a clip.
Granny, you're alive!
And can we say how thrilled we are to see you?
Hey, Fitz, you want to get me out of here? Woo! Hey! Come on, pretend I'm a dessert. That should motivate you.
I can't believe this. You slept through that storm.
Oh. I slept through the comet that killed the unicorns. Thanks for drawing my bath, Sydney.
Granny, grab my paw!
No way! This is my first bath in decades.
There's your proof.
Quick, somebody do something! I got you, Granny.
Get off of me!
Ow! Oh, ow! 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 Granny!
What are you peeping Toms all looking at? Lady can't take a bath in peace? Eyeballing me like a rump roast.
What's the life expectancy for a female sloth?
Oh. She'll outlive us all. You know that, right? Yeah, the spiteful ones live the longest.
So, there you go. I mean, the funny thing is, firstly, I'm aware that half the audience have seen this already. And secondly, even if you haven't, you kind of have. Because, you know, with the other ones, it's like that. If you have to quantify it, it's the 3D is irrelevant. Once again, all the best bits are with Scrat and the Acorn, and in fact you could cut all them together and make a little 10-15 minute short, which would have pretty much all the good laughs in it. Once again, the story is effectively irrelevant because it is just a series of episodes, and you know, the questing and the thing, we have to do that, we've got to get this, but it's all just for, you know, for sketches, which is fine. I mean, you know, I used to be more annoyed about it. I used to complain about it being the death of narrative cinema. Now it's just the status quo. There is one funny gag in it. Is it, or is it just that by the time you get to the fourth one, you're going, well, is there any point in being cross that it doesn't have a coherent story? In fact, I have to say, it's less annoying, but oddly more forgettable than some of the other instalments. It was what it was. It's just. It's like getting cross about cheese. It's just cheese. That's what it is. It's cheese. There is one funny, and you know, and some of the voiceovers.
Why
are
would you
quite
get
funny.
cross about cheese?
Well, why would you get cross about Ice Age 4?
Well, I'm not. I haven't seen it.
No, but that's the point. The point is there's no... Look, it exists as a financial equation. They now know that this formula will make a pretty large amount of money. The fact that they're still making this large amount of money when they're onto this far installment means we are not going to see the end of it. There is one funny line in which they're referring to one of the previous movies, and one of the characters says, "Yeah, we fought the dinosaurs." It didn't make any sense, but it was kind of fun, and that was sort of the funniest gag. The gag in which they admit that everything else up until this point was just all over the place, but it was kind of fun. The point was, in the past, I didn't think it was kind of fun. But this time, knowing where I was, knowing what I was going, I thought, okay, fine, every 10 minutes there'll be a bit with Scrat and the Acorn, and that'll be fun. And every 10 minutes there was a bit with Scrat and the Acorn, that was fun. The rest of it just went just like all the rest of it. It is like cutting off another bit of rock and going, how is it? Is it any different to the other one? No, it's exactly the same as the other bit of rock. It's the same. It's sweet, you know, sticky, and it's got all the same constituent elements that the other one's got, but it's slightly less annoying because I've kind of got used to the taste of it now. That's what it's like.
Pete Connick says, saw Ice Age 4 with a 4.5-year-old boy at the weekend. It held his attention reasonably for about 2/3 of the running time before he got bored as the coming-of-age parents learning to trust and let go subplot overwhelmed the film. That was also the weak point for me, and I'm 34.5. Didn't seem necessary or well handled. Perhaps the problem is that Toy Story 3 still resonates as definitive on this. Also, and this is an interesting point from Pete, I wasn't impressed by the sexual politics, which you haven't actually reported on yet, Mark. It seems that Ice Age 4 wanted little girls to know what they should do, to do what they're told, and that they can try to fight, but really they need a good male on their side to achieve anything like a successful career or just survive. That said, some fun moments of goofiness from Sid and his granny, plus the eternal battle between rationality and obsessive desire, beautifully portrayed as ever by the squirrel beastie. 6 out of 10, says Pete.
As far as sexual politics is concerned, you had engaged with it far more thoroughly than I had.
I was getting that impression, yes.
Yeah, that was the general thing.
It's just Ice Age 4.